Hey, what are we doing today, right? What are we doing today? What's going on? Is it the 4th of July weekend? Is that maybe the reason? Well, I appreciate you for being here. Can you believe it's already July? July. So we have 6 months left to the end of the year. So this is where iron sharps iron. This is where you have to double down on the activities and start really focusing on what you need to focus on and getting more business, right? So thanks again for being on the meeting today. And it is the 4th of July weekend. I know a lot of people end up leaving, going on vacation, and more so, the beautiful thing of 4th of July is the fireworks, right? So you know how we like to start a meeting, and everyone can hear me okay, right? Beautiful, awesome. All right, well, let's go ahead and continue. So our mission, our belief, and our vision is to provide agents with a place where they will be empowered, trained, and motivated to experience growth, wealth, and a legacy that allows them to live their best life possible. Our belief. When the value of your own company align with your own belief, you found your professional home. And our vision is to achieve amazing professionals and personal development so that KW Sapphire remains the agency of
Choice.
yes. One more time, the agency of
Choice.
thank you very much. Awesome. All right, so next slide, let's is our guest speaker Cameron on the call?
I am.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Kevin, thank you again for joining us and being today's lunch sponsor. So we have Cameron with Real Geeks. Welcome. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Did you want me to go right now?
Yeah. Let's get.
Okay. Awesome. Perfect. Well, thanks everybody for having us on. We appreciate the opportunity to sponsor and be involved. Just as a quick introduction, I am the affiliate channel manager here at Real Geeks. And joining me today also is Flavio Delzeg. He's our senior account manager and most likely the guy that's going to be answering all of your questions when we're done with a little overview. For those of you that are not familiar, Real Geeks, what we do, we provide websites, CRM, and automated marketing for real estate agents. We've been around for almost 20 years. We're working with about 20,000 agents on the platform nationwide. What we specialize in is working with individual agents, small teams, and boutique brokerages. A large demo like this is a little bit out of the ordinary for us, just because we understand that no two agents really do real estate the same. So our platform is really designed to fit into the individual and how you operate to really maximize the ROI. So going to provide kind of a quick overview from a 30,000 foot today. And then what we're going to do is hopefully if any of you have questions, we'll hook you up with Flav afterwards. But really, I'm going to hop in and share my screen if that is okay.
Sure.
All right, says, okay, here we go. Okay, perfect. So can we see that, Simon?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So really, when it comes to Real Geeks, what we do, why we do what we do, it boils down to two simple truths. Most agents today are not going to be providing an experience that really matches how our consumers want to receive information, right? So this means your leads are out there, they're on the internet, they're doing their home search, they're doing their research. But when they reach out to you and ask for a saved search of some kind, most of you are sending them to the MLS or some other third-party portal to get their information, right? So we don't want to be sending them elsewhere. We want to keep the fence around our sphere. And the other truth is that most of you don't have the right tools in place to be able to nurture your leads and really continue to deliver that value to them, regardless of where they are in that buying or selling process. And that's where Real Geeks comes into the picture. So what you're looking at is we have several different designs of websites. All were, designed to be mobile optimized for those that are on the mobile devices. Our platform does come with an app as well. But ultimately what we're looking to do is get the information of the MLS in the same flow as some of those online portals like the Zillows and the Realtor.coms, because that's what our consumers are used to getting. But we want these branded to you, the agent, right? So we want individual pictures up here of the areas that you work in, because it's really hard to brand yourself if we're using third-party tools. So here is just one example of a design that we offer. The nice thing about it is it has the type ahead search. It jumps right into quick action buttons. And then the featured areas, right? This is where you can showcase communities, neighborhoods, high rises, even lifestyles, right? Gated communities, pickleball communities, price points, anything that you as an agent specialize in, we can create these pages, which allows for print marketing, digital marketing, anything like that. So we want to be able to showcase that. And really what I wanted to highlight before we move on is the tool that we have that builds these websites. It's called the SEO Fast Track, search engine optimization, for those of you that are not familiar with it. And essentially what that does is you can type in the area that you're looking. So this is an example website in Phoenix. So if you were to build a Phoenix page, you type in the word Phoenix, and what the tool does is it's going to build a landing page for Phoenix, custom content using AI. So if 10 of you registered with Real Geeks today, you all had the same area, you would each have different content on those pages, listings for that area. And then the beautiful part is this side category landing page, right? So this is a well-developed sidebar. It keeps people on the website because they keep clicking back and forth. And you can launch within hours with thousands of landing pages, because all of these are created automatically based on information from the MLS and the area that you chose. So there's a whole lot that goes into the platform, but really today we just kind of wanted to provide that overview. The CRM side of things is obviously linked to the website, and what that does is it shows you who is doing what, right? As your leads are clicking on properties, opening emails, all of that is displayed within the CRM, so you know who to reach out to, why you're reaching out to them, and when you need to reach out to. So again, I appreciate you all letting us hop in here and provide a quick little overview. The last thing I wanted to mention is, like I said, Flav is my associate here. If you have any questions or you want to see any more, reach out to either one of us or use the QR code, scan that, schedule a call directly with us. We have also created a special promo pricing for those of you that are in attendance today. So to take advantage of that, reach out to us. We can fill you in on that, but would love to have a conversation with you and see if there's anything we can do to help.
And one thing that I want to kind of chime in on, like the whole point of this is so that way you guys are generating your own leads, right? So you're generating your own leads. We've got ways where you're able to generate leads either cost effectively or even free in some cases, because we want to help empower you to effectively run the best version of your business possible.
Love that. Any specific questions for our guest speaker, Cameron? Now, Cameron, this is a direct question to you, sir. Do you also connect the local association of the MLS as part of the website?
Yep, absolutely. Our website will connect directly to the MLS, and it refreshes that information every 10 to 15 minutes. So all of the listings and everything, it's going to be up to the minute.
Sold data too.
That's correct.
Active,
yeah, California.
pending, sold data as well. All of the data on the MLS. We take every single field.
Yep.
Got it. And if one of our agent reaches out to you, I'm assuming you do a consultation on what that looks like, because everyone has specifics on how they want to brand themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's why some of these are kind of tough for us. We want to showcase kind of what we do, but how it actually works is going to be dependent on the individual agent. You know, if we're not on Facebook, we're not going to show them the Facebook marketing tool, right? We're not going to do that. We don't have like a slideshow to go through. This is more of, like you said, a consultation. We think we are a great fit for most agents, but we know we're not a perfect fit for every agent that's out there. So that's why it allows us to have those conversations.
Beautiful.
And what I do is like I come up with a tailored approach for every client that I work with, like as a senior account manager here.
Beautiful. Awesome. Any other questions? All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. And again, thank you so much for providing us with the lunch today.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Simon.
Absolutely. Have a good 4th.
Thanks for having us.
You too, gentlemen. Thank you. Happy 4th of July as well.
Happy 4th.
Thanks. All right. If you have any questions, we'll provide you with their information. If you're looking into it, there it is, Real Geek. You can send a direct email to Cameron directly if you have any specific questions for him or anything in regards to building up a website. So awesome. All right, let's continue. Next slide, Natalie, please. All right, listing pitches, buyers, needs, and wants. We're going to go quick this afternoon. Anyone want to pitch the listings? Yes, Eric.
I have a listing Lake Elsinore, 5-bed, 3-bath, 680 is what we want to list for. So I think let's take a look at that. It's a really big, nice house with a garage. And I'm about to list a triplex in Jefferson Park on Arlington and 29. For 1.9. And that was like a big 4-bedroom bathhouse with a duplex in the back. And then I also just listed a vacant lot in 29 Palms, 5 acres for 40,000.
5 acres.
So 40,000. 29 Palms.
29 Palms. All right, awesome. Am I hearing myself? Yeah, that sounds a little louder today. Ellie, yes.
Yeah, I have, actually, Josie is going to be listing my brother's properties. It's gonna be a get court confirmation on the 25th. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and a huge lot on 106th Street in Inglewood. Then we have another one on 108th Street, also a duplex. I think we moved for 979, and that house is gonna be 899. You can do another unit in the back. So get Rosie, after the 25th, we can definitely get in there. And show it. It's 3 and 2 in the front, and then the duplex is 1 and 1. And then 2, I believe it's 2 or 3 in the back. I don't know yet. I have to check, but yeah, but it's a good, it's really nice.
And what area again? What city?
Inglewood. It's
On the city of Inglewood.
106, so in Prairie. So you go up and then you have the stadium, so it's gonna go fast. Yeah, and we're just gonna put it in the market right away, so we can sell it. Then we deal with the process later on.
Got it.
No open house, no, but yeah, we'll be able to show it.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ellie.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No one else? Okay, Robert, I'm not sure if this was a question directed to the gentleman that we're on. Can you ask them how to obtain the listings? Robert, can you elaborate a little bit if you can unmute yourself? I'm not sure if I understand your question. Robert? Oh, when pitching your listings? Yeah, you can definitely pitch your listings. Are you talking about the website or are you talking right now in general?
He's asking how they got the listing.
What's that? Can you ask them how they obtain the listings? Okay, I guess the question was directed to Eric. I can tell you how you obtain the listings, right? It's prospecting. Yeah, prospecting. Yeah, so prospecting, obviously, cold calling, door knocking, your sphere, friends and family, all the activities that we always constantly, tell you to do is, ultimately how you get opportunities, right? Because the goal is to get appointments, right? Get a listing appointment, a buyer consultation appointment. You got to be out in the trenches every single day, work in the field. And that's where the opportunities come. It's not rocket science. It's just your ability to go out there and perform and shine. I always say, forget about the technology right now. Focus on the connections, right? Build those relationships, right? And ultimately, you'll see your return on your investment by going out there and talking to people. I'll share one story, and if it's okay with you, your story about the open house. She conducted her first open house, and she was engaged in that conversation that led to a possible opportunity, right? If you're not out there, folks, okay, especially right now, the way the market is, the way interest rates are, and now it's kind of leaning towards more of a buyer's market. Are you feeling the pinch out there? Okay, properties are taking a little longer to sell. Properties also, we start seeing price reductions. We're also seeing that properties are staying a little longer on the market, certain areas. Okay, so this is where you need to, and it's important to also jump on those producer mindset calls every morning at 8 o'clock. I know it's early, but no excuses, right? The excuse we used to hear, well, that's the same time we're taking our kids. Well, kids are out of school right now. So it's not that you physically have to come to the office. You jump on Zoom and listen to 30 minutes. I have one of the team leaders providing you with some incentives and value at the end of the day. So I think it's important for all of us to, get motivated, get inspired. And one little thing that you can pick up from that conversation can take you places that you don't even know. I believe that, that the amazing career that we have is you just never know where your business is coming. And that's the exciting part of it, right? You can be having a conversation with someone that you don't know, and that leads to an opportunity, right? A listing, a buyer, a lease, a business opportunity, a commercial transaction, right? That's the awesome part of it. So before we continue, one of the agents up in PV, she has an amazing property. It's on the market. It's in the city of San Pedro. And if we have a quick little video that we'd like to share. The cool thing is, if you have buyers that need garage spaces, this one fits about 15 to 18 vehicles. Yeah, in the city of San Pedro. So Natalie, if we can play the next video, please. And her name is Michelle Velasquez from the KWPV office. Guess what? Any of you can do these type of commercials, right? It only takes one listing. So she reached out to myself and Manny yesterday, and I had an opportunity to meet with her here personally yesterday. Super energetic, and doesn't even live here in the South Bay anymore. She lives up north, and she picked up this listing here. So if you have any questions, please reach out to Michelle Velasquez. She can provide you with all the details. I'm not sure if it's vacant or not, but you can also check on the MLS as well.
It's staged.
It's staged, right? Yeah. So maybe an opportunity to host an open house, and it's in our backyard. City of Pedro is not too far from here. So again, if you have any questions regarding the specific property, please reach out to Michelle Velasquez. She is a KWPV agent, so super awesome, and that I do not know. Oh, you do? Oh, okay. So, well, here's the information. So let me get. All right, so it's the square footage of the property is about a little over 3,000 square feet on a 64 lot size. The year build was 1998. Great information on it. As you can see the video, we listed. Are you ready?
Yeah.
1.895. Yeah, 1.895. Great deal in a beautiful area of San Pedro, and with all the big changes in gentrifying the city of San Pedro, here's a great opportunity for clients that are interested in obtaining and owning multifamily units in the city of Pedro. So I think it's a great opportunity, and they're vacant too. So it could definitely rent for current market rent too as well. What's the address? Okay, the address is 726 West 37th Street, City of San Pedro, 90731. I'll repeat it one more time, 726 West 37th Street, Pedro, 90731. If you have any questions, please reach out to Michelle. And Michelle's direct number is 310-918-5281. 310-918-5281. Okay, and that's Michelle Velasquez. Cool. All right, let's continue. Updates. You guys ready? I'm gonna have a hard conversation with all of you, but in a nice way as your broker. There's been a rise on litigations, a rise on lawsuits. Okay, and the lawsuits are in regards to Section 8. Does everyone know what Section 8 is? Okay, yeah, Section 8. So I with the help of Mr. Fred Howard, him and I created this little presentation, and it's more of a educational platform on the importance to understand what to say when someone calls and asks if this particular property qualifies or if the owner landlord accepts Section 8. Now, I also provided this presentation yesterday at the Long Beach office, and I was surprised on how many questions we received. So again, after the presentation, if you have any questions regarding Section 8, please reach out to me, okay? So I'm going to test you. You have a lease listing, you have it on the MLS, and you start getting calls, and you get a call from a potential tenant that wants to apply. They want this place because it's advertised on third-party sites, right? And they ask you, hey, does the owner accept Section 8 vouchers? What should your answer be?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay,
You'll find it.
yeah. Remember, if you decline and say no, that's where the violation happens. That's where you're going to get in trouble. That's where they're going to slap you with a lawsuit. And guess what? That's where you're going to write a check. It's happened. It's currently happened. And we have these ambulance chase attorneys out there that have decoys looking to take advantage of your position. Okay. And it really upsets me because all we want to do is, lease out the place, sell the place. We don't need that extra pressure, right? But I also want to caution you as well on the importance and how you navigate these conversations, because it can happen to any of you. We have 2 pending cases, okay? One is in this office, one is at the coastal office, okay? And we're back and forth on this, and it looks like we're not going to be able to win this. We're going to have to write a check, okay? So today's presentation is, do you accept Section 8 vouchers? Thank you. So let's continue. Next slide, please. So today's objective is to equip you with the correct language and understanding the response to Section 8 questions without violating fair housing. Section 8 questions, the laws and to protect themselves and their clients from legal exposure. Next slide. So what is Section 8? Section 8, or the Housing Choice Voucher Program, is a federal program administered by the local public housing authority. It assists low-income families, seniors, and people with disabilities in affording housing in the private market. Next slide. So the legal landscape of this, Fair Housing Act prohibits discrimination based on, repeat after me, race, color, national origin, religion, sex, family status, and disability. California Fair Employment and Housing Act, SB 329, as of January 1st of 2020, expands protection to include source of income, which includes Section 8 vouchers. So what does this mean in its what does this mean? It is illegal in California and anywhere in the state, not just California, to deny a tenant simply because they are using a Section 8 voucher. You all with me on this? All right, next slide. So what is our responsibility as real estate professionals? As an agent, you represent the owner, but you cannot communicate in any acts and ways that violate the housing laws, even if the owner makes illegal requests. So let me ask you this question, folks, okay? And I want to be sincere and respectful, but I also want you to understand your position as a real estate professional. If an owner landlord says, we do not accept any Section 8, what should your response be?
It's illegal.
Okay, I heard it's illegal.
Maybe we should talk outside.
We should talk outside. Doesn't matter, okay? Remember, you're in the chaos of that issue, right? If you say something that jeopardizes your position, remember, it's a violation. And then that trickles into our E&O insurance. You know, I haven't seen any cases that jeopardize your real estate license, but it can also impact you if it gets escalated to the Department of Real Estate, because again, these attorneys that are, you know, consistently out there targeting agents, you know, they're going to use every ammunition to make you fold, because ultimately, you know, they have a strong case the minute you say, the minute you text, the minute you email, indicating that the owners do not accept Section 8. Okay. So you got to be very, very careful in how you approach that, because one little thing, before you know it, you're going to get a lawsuit. So what is our job? One, I'm not here to put any fear in anyone. Okay. You continue doing what you need to do, right? But you'll get a feeling if something is going sideways. Be a good listener and make sure that you document, right? If something doesn't, and this is again, more so that leans more to leases, right? If you lease a house, lease multifamily, condo, townhome, any of that nature, okay? You got to be very careful in how you approach it. So your responsibility is to stay neutral, educate the owner on the law, and avoid steering or discriminating language. Next slide. So here's some scripts and scenarios that you can use, and I encourage you to take photos or write it down. When a tenant asks, do you accept Section 8 vouchers? The correct response should be, we consider all applicants. We consider all applicants. Please submit. Now you can go as crazy and say in compliance with the California Fair Housing Law includes those using vouchers, but you don't have to go that extreme. All you have to say, yeah, we consider all applications. Please submit your application. What you're doing is right there, you're already putting the layer of protection, because they don't have a case against you at that moment. The minute that you say no, the minute that you say anything that compromises that, that's when they got you. That's when they got you. So the reason, and I'm going to consistently be having these lectures with all of you, because I think it's important. No one wants to be in a lawsuit. Okay, it's time consuming and it's also monetary. Remember, at the end of the day, you're an independent contractor, right? Yes, we have errors and omissions insurance that protects you, and an attorney will be appointed, but then it also costs money. Someone is going to have to write a check. So be very careful. Next slide. So the scenario, when a tenant asks, do you accept Section 8? The owner It's avoid saying the owner does not take Section 8. No vouchers are allowed. Okay. This property isn't for low income renters. Section 8 tenants cause problems. Okay. Avoid these type of situation. Even if someone is trying to drag you into a friendly conversation, what they're trying to do is entrap you. Okay. Yeah, 1 second, hold that thought. So in essence, you got to be very careful. If you feel that you're being cornered, be very careful, right? Watch what you say, because again, we have those ambulance chasing attorneys that's what they're doing. They're decoying tenants to call individual agents. And if these agents are not familiar on the process, this is where you get trapped. Yes.
So, I don't know much about section 8, but isn't that section 8 good for landlord because he has or she has guaranteed money from government?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
should we educate landlords on that?
absolutely. So you have a good point. Is Section 8 a good thing? It is a good thing. It helps families that unfortunately do not have the resources or the income, but it is a guarantee from the county that allows you as the owner to get guarantee money on a monthly basis. Guess what? During COVID, guess who were writing checks? Yeah, Section 8 was paying you landlords and tenants that were not part of that Section 8 voucher not getting paid. And the small mom and pop were being impacted where they were forced to sell their properties because we were going month after month, month after month. And now the government has stepped in and tried to see if we can help landlords when it came to assistance. But that was a long process and tedious paperwork involved. So to answer your question, yeah, 100%, but it's a tedious process. And what I love to do is maybe get someone from Section 8 to come and talk to all of us on the pros and cons and the advantage of Section 8. It is a great program, don't get me wrong, okay? Because I remember as a kid, my mom was part of that Section 8. I didn't have a very good upbringing. You know, my mom was a single mom. I remember going and I was a little embarrassed to go to the store to go because I had many, what do they call them? Food stamps. Thank you. I had to go and get milk and I had to use food stamps. And I was a kid and I knew, you know, these are for people that are low income. I remember all this stuff, but I also know the importance of how that helped too. Because mom was trying to make ends meet. Single mom, 3 children growing up. Yeah, it was brutal and tough. Okay. So it humbles me. But I also see it from an advantage is from an owner investor. Yeah, it is a great thing to have because it's secure money. They pay the blunt of it where the tenant pays a little bit, but they guarantee it month after month. Now there's some qualifications. They have to do an inspection. They do spot checks to make sure that the home is, you know, in good working order. But again, you know, I don't know much about how the program and the process, but I think maybe having someone from Section 8 can come in and talk to all of us so we understand. Question.
That I know of, I've listened is that they're also required to take care of their property because then they can take it away.
Yeah, so there's pros and cons and going to his question, Carlos'
The
question.
tenant needs to take care of the property.
Yeah, so that's what I was leaning to is, you know, you think about the situation is it's a two-way phone conversation, right? Yes, it's guaranteed money, but also why would the tenant jeopardize that, right? Because there's standards that need to be upheld too as well. So if I was a Section 8 participant, I'm trying to protect that because I know the place where I live and the government of the state or the county is helping me, right? So yes, it's a two. So I'm not going to jeopardize my relationship with the owner because once I do so and I breach that contract, then I can lose the opportunity to continue collecting, you know, the income necessary to pay for housing. You know, so yes. But here's some things that again you need to be very mindful. Vanessa.
Now,
everyone on section 8 has financial difficulties, sometimes families with disabilities are also given section 8 vouchers. to help
Yes.
them.
Absolutely. Military veterans too. VA also, I believe, I don't know if it's VA, but they also have where you want to help the veterans as well. They also have vouchers for disabled veterans too, that is kind of similar to Section 8. Yes,
Yeah, and the veteran does not have, I worked for the VA for 10 years, the veteran does not have to be disabled. But right now, veterans are the only ones who can get a VA voucher right now. The VA
Okay.
voucher program, the voucher program for everyday people, they can't just go in, they have kind of cut it off. But veterans can go into the VA and they have a voucher program that came into operation when Obama got in office.
Yeah.
And they give those vouchers to veterans right now.
beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Maybe we can get someone from VA to come and talk. Maybe you have those connections. We love to hear it from their perspective on what the process, especially for us in, own investment properties or educating our clients, right? On the do's and don'ts and all that fun stuff. So yeah, great point. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and continue. Next slide. So if an owner says, I don't want to rent to Section 8 tenants, educate them, right? California law requires landlords to treat housing vouchers as a lawful source of income. It is an income. If we exclude them, it could be considered discrimination. And that exposes both to legal risk. Offer to screen all applicants based on credit, rental history, background checks, income voucher amounts included, okay? So part of the process is no different than any regular tenant. You're going to do your due diligence, or at least the owner is going to do their due diligence, right? In essence, it's their credit and their rental history and background checks. Those are the qualifiers, right? I'm not going to rent it to someone that doesn't have the means to pay the rent, right? And if they have really poor credit, I'm not going to rent it. Those are qualified factors to decline an applicant. Now, if you're part of the California Association of Realtors, folks, you have access to Rent Spree, okay, which is a third-party site that runs these background checks, rental checks, and credit checks as well. And it'll give you an indicator if this applicant does qualify or does not. And they also provide letters of explanations where they get a free copy of their credit report if they get denied for an application. So again, leverage the tools that we have. Next slide. So documentation and best practice. Use neutral language in your listings. Do not say no Section 8. Do say all applicants subject to standard screening process. Standard screening process. Document conversations with the landlords and tenants, and always refer to objective qualifications, not subjective impressions. Okay. Don't get into the tanglement of their issues and problems, because they'll try to corner you again to open up and say something that can jeopardize you. Okay. Keep it very neutral. We accept all applicants. Please submit your applications, and that's it. Okay. And if it's going sideways and you feel that they're trying to pull more information, go back to the lease listing agreement of what you have, because we're seeing more and more cases popping up. Okay. And the problem is, it doesn't help. We try to take it to a jury by trial. Because the minute that you expose that, then that's the proof, and that's your discrimination component, in front of a jury that most people are probably renters. They're probably going to see it as that avenue, and it's going to cost us more money. So most errors and omissions insurance claims rather settle than go through the lengthy process. Okay, next slide. So a couple of takeaways. You cannot say no Section 8. It's discriminatory in California. Use compliance scripts. Educate the owners. Role play is protect them as yourself, be a professional, stay neutral, and document everything, right? Again, the beautiful thing that we have here is, with Eric and is role playing scripts and dialogues, right? I think, part of the conversation, practice different types of scenarios with one another, right? And I'll also be more than happy to, role play with you. I do this on my coaching sessions as well. We'll role play a specific scenario and see how the conversation lead us, right? Maybe this is a good one, and how gather as much information and then, have a compelling conversation and try to put yourself in that position to compromise and see how the other agent reacts to it, right? And then now you can now have a conversation around it. Next slide. Okay. Real estate is about serving all people with professionalism and integrity. When you operate by the law, you don't just avoid lawsuits, you become a trusted expert in the market. So any thoughts, questions regarding Section 8 vouchers? Was this informative?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I say to you, do you accept Section 8? Yes, we do. We accept all applicants, right? Awesome, all right. All right, I'm gonna have all you sign saying that we had this class. Let's get Chris Rivera up here with all the financials. How you doing, Chris?
Good. Thanks, Simon.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll speak loud so you guys don't have to hear that megaphone over there. It's been a while since I've been up here. A lot has happened and not a lot has happened. So let's talk about rates. Rates have actually slid a little bit. They're in really good territories right now. Like conforming rates on a purchase transaction with good credit, they're looking at about 6.5 on a 30-year fix, no points. Jumbo money and high balance, you're looking at about 6.75 30-year fix, no points. Now, some of that can vary depending on FICO score, but you can see rates are now slid back into the mid-6s, mid-high 6s, which is great because we're going into that buying season, right? So it's something that you got to get out to your clients, let them know that rates have slid down. It's a great opportunity. I know you guys have been pounding the pavement over the last few months, letting them know. Get into escrow before rates go down, because as rates continue to slide, what's happening is more and more buyers are able to come to the surface with their buying power, which is creating more competition for you guys. But that's being offset by the inventory that we're seeing hanging around too, right? But the whole thing is just keep pushing. You guys have to let them know rates have slid down. Now, the continuance of rates, we don't know. However, it looks like rates will continue to slide into the end of the year. They've already said that the Feds are probably going to decrease rates at least 2 or 3 times before the end of the year, which is going to bode well. There's a lot of pressure on Powell, who's the federal governor, the Fed governor for us, to actually lower rates going forward. So that pressure plus the market itself is starting to dictate rates are starting to slide, which is a good thing. I think tomorrow we're going to get out the VLS report, which is unemployment rates. Right now it's hovering at 4.2, but it's probably going to trickle up to 4.3 as of tomorrow. But the thing is, all of the Fed governors thought that the unemployment rate would be between 4.2 and 4.4 for the entire year. All you have to know is that pretty soon we're going to be above 4.4 because the economy is starting to slow down. Unemployment is starting to trickle up. And as that rate gets above 4.4 and into the 4.5 range, that's going to put huge pressure on the Feds to have to decrease rates a little bit more radical than they had to in the past. That all bodes well for us because lower rates just means more buyers that can buy more, right? So just know the direction of the market is there for you. So it's a great opportunity to get it back out in front of your clients and just let them know what is happening in the summertime. Got more inventory, we've got lower rates ahead. So with that, I just want to say one more thing. I'll have a training in 2 weeks. I want to bring out a specialty program for you guys. I think that you guys need to start looking at investment properties for your clients and some of the new products that are out there that are designed to help them actually qualify a lot easier than the old ways. So that'll be in 2 weeks. But anyway, it's been a nice month vacation. I took a vacation earlier in June. So I'm well relaxed now, as you can tell, I'm not stressed. That's a good thing.
You got a tan too.
And I got tan. And I didn't go anywhere, so I didn't really spend a lot of money. I got relaxed, tanned, and saved some money. Anyway, if you guys have any clients that are in need of getting pre-qualified, I'd love to help you. I've helped a lot of people, in this room especially, so I want to continue that. My door's always open. Come on in. If you've got a question, I want to help you through that, because I know that that question is something that your client has asked you. You need to get back to your client, right? So come on in, ask me the question, or just hit me up with a text or cell phone, okay? That's it, guys. Have a great week.
Awesome, thanks, Chris. That's exciting, right? If the rates come down? Yes. What happens when rate comes down? Yeah, more buyers wanting to get pre-qualified for a loan, and then should pivot back to a seller's market. Right now, we're kind of a balance, but we're also looking more of a buyer's market in certain areas, right? What does that mean? It means that there's a lot of inventory and not a lot of qualifying buyers that want to buy. And most of them could be waiting, with everything that's happening around us, right? Immigration, stuff around interest rates and all that fun stuff. People are kind of on the fence right now, but once interest rates start declining, we're going to see a floodgate of more buyers, and that's an opportunity that we should. But don't wait until that. You still continue doing what you need to do out there, because there's still buyers, there's still sellers, there's still investors out there. Now, if you're interested, I was talking, because I do a lot of calls and I talk to a lot of people on a regular basis. I have an opportunity for an off-market multifamily, a 4-unit apartment complex here in the city of Redondo Beach. It's North Redondo Beach. It's being renovated right now as we speak. I cannot provide the information yet, but if you're interested or if you have clients, it's going to be completely vacant. 3 of the units is going to be a two bedroom, 2 bath, and 1 is going to be a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. All vacant. So if you have anyone that's interested in North Redondo multifamily 4-unit apartment complex, completely renovated, please reach out to me. Okay.
Potential price.
I think north of 2.8. North of 2.8. Okay. That number has not been established. We're still probably looking at about another 4 more weeks before it's completed. But if you have buyers that are looking for an investment, then we have something in North Redondo Beach. Cool. All right, let's continue. Next slide. All right, events. Just a friendly reminder that the staff on 4th of July, Friday, will not be here in observance to Independence Day. Okay, the office will be open, so if you have your fob, you're more than welcome to continue working here at the office. Okay, but the staff will not be here on Friday. Okay, next slide. And just a friendly reminder again that 1031 exchange training, this will be done on Zoom. It'll be on July the 17th, 10:30 to 11:30. So jump on your computer. If we don't have anything going on Thursday, then we can also have it here in the training room as well if you want to see it here in the office. Next slide. And just a reminder again, list to last, Master the Art of Agreements. This is again by 2 heavy hitters, Gary Keller and Jason Abram. Will be 2 dates. You can either jump on the 16th or the 23rd from 1 to 4 p.m. You're interested, just make sure to scan the QR code. Next slide. And again, I'm super excited because this is the time that most of the guys and ladies, if you want to play, we had some females play flag football. Okay, so our KW South Bay potluck and picnic will be Saturday, August 16th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Hickory Park. And the address is there. If you know where Hickory Park is at, that's where we have the picnic. So please make sure to bring your families, enjoy the day outdoors. And it's a pet friendly, but you have to have your dog on the leash. Okay. So if you're interested, please make sure to RSVP so we know head count. And this is again a great time to celebrate, as we are closing out the summer. But what I like is, again, we're going to be playing flag football. for about an hour or so. All right. So if you love football like I do and Chris does, this is a great time to do so. So awesome. All right, let's continue. Next slide. And that concludes our team meeting. Thank you very much. We actually finished a little earlier than anticipated. So thanks, everyone. And remember,